Hi, my name is Michael G, and have another video for you today. And before I start, just want to let everybody know that I hope these videos really impart something that you can use in your life. Some of the information covered here might be different or looked at from a different direction. My suggestion is give it a chance and see some of my older ones that might help digest a few thoughts in whatever is presented. So this video itself is actually going to be spoken about in earlier videos to give you more of an expanded understanding on the developmental stages. And look at my Truth of Everything video. That would help with this too. So in this video, women will make a lot more sense once you understand these principles. Okay. In my Truth of Everything video, it follows this. Let us make man in our own image, male and female. So this is an analogous prime, I call it. Analogous prime. An analogous prime is it's setting the precedent for everything to come. There's two analogous primes in the Bible in the beginning. One is let light be, and that's the first words of God. And the second one is let us make man in our image, male and female. Okay, male and female. So the image of God is male and female. If you break down the male and female, okay, all right, we'll make this the female so you know. Male, female. Okay. The masculine power is the head, the hands, arms, legs, ability to turn the neck, and to go to the bathroom. This is what masculine energy is. Everything that has to do with the arms, the legs, are stronger. This is where women can work out. I don't care how much a woman works out. The grip strength of the strongest woman will be equal to the average man. Okay? That's telling you something. The grip strength. So this is our power. Men are also spatial. Women are not spatial. They can't park. You're going to follow me through on this. So when you're looking at a man, this is his main power. Now, when you look at the woman, her main power is the torso. This is the female part of the body. Okay? Masculine, feminine. When you see a man, this is what you're looking at. When you see a man wearing a suit, it actually goes up to his neck, so you can't see the body. When you look at the woman, you focus on the body. Okay, here it comes now. The woman has no head. Just think about that for a second. She can't park. Now, I know you're going to tell me about, some women can drive really fast. Right. The women that can drive really fast or park really good, they have more masculine energy. So they have more formed head. You know why you open doors for women? Because the woman, in having the torso, she doesn't have arms and legs. She doesn't. I know we like to look at her, attracted to her or something, but she doesn't have arms and legs. So what you do is you open the door for her, you do things for her, you're stronger. Okay? In the torso, this is where the spirit is. Okay? In the torso. Men have to connect to their torso to get their spirit, their gut. Okay? And women have to, they're in this, the torso's in, the spirit's in the torso, and they don't know it. It takes the man to bring that out so that she could be the better woman. Now, women can't park. Men are looking for the woman to be logical. Women are not logical. If you want to judge a woman on her thoughts, you're out of your mind. She has no head. And when she does have a head, when women do get a head, what do? They kill the men. The feminist movement is the women leaving the torso, leaving reproduction to get ahead. When the woman leaves the torso to get ahead, there's a couple of directions that they go. One, they become boss babes. They become boss babes. And two, they become whores. Why they become whores is because now, because they get ahead, they're going to look at sex like the masculine looks at sex. Fathers are supposed to make sure that the woman's energy is in the torso. Men, when you have a woman, you have to understand what you have in front of you. And let me tell you, if you got a woman who's in the torso, there's signs of that too. Like, do you ever hear the thing that women drop things? One thing I know is that if I go to restaurants or wherever I go, it kind of happens a lot to me that the women around me drop things. And it's a good thing, because that means the sexual energy is overpowering the head of the woman. And remember, the hands have to do with the masculine. She can't hold stuff and she drops it. She drops it. In fact, they made a funny movie about that. With, what was that movie? Primary Colors, I think. It had John Travolta, and there was a woman that she kept on falling down all the time. Yeah, women trip more often because they're not spatial. They don't have a head. They don't understand the spatial world. The masculine operates in relativity. The feminine operates in quantum. The energy of the woman parallels quantum. There's like particles. They make a decision. They change their mind. That's quantum. Relativity, you can map things out. Logical. You can't judge the woman on her head unless you want her to be a man. And if she's going to be a man, then she's going to be a feminist boss babe, or she's going to become a whore. And she's not going to look at you either, because you want the women to be blind. You want to be able to take care of the woman. You want to do that. I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive that you would think that this freedom and feminist movement, but what the feminist movement is, I can do it too. Like, listen to what they're saying. They want to be men. They want to sacrifice the torso. Okay, when the woman sacrifices the torso, now, I don't have the documentation on this, and I don't think they want to do this too much. But white women, for sure, boss babes, highly, energized head. The woman, again, she's trying to leave the torso, go to the head. So when she has this overcharged head, the uterus dies. They have women problems. And women have been conned into this. Women that are older, that have children, autism is a big problem. And I'm going to show you where that comes from too. Autism is a big problem. Why? Because you're bringing forward a life, okay? When you're bringing forward a life, a baby, you kind of want to set the environment for the baby to be pure. If the woman has a lot of power in her head, what she does, if there's a man in there, she actually kills the potential for that man to have a head, to form a head. Okay? The more charged the woman's head is, the later that she has the child, the autism. And what is part of autism? That they are not spatial. They'll end up being dysfunctional in interpersonal relationships. They might not know boundaries. Part of autism. And it comes from either the woman has the child late or the woman has an overcharged head. Now, this is not taking away anything from women. I think women are fantastic. I think they're amazing. Personally, me, I love women, and I love the banter I have with women, and believe me, I used to have lots of fun chasing women. The problems that men have is that they're looking at the woman in a way that they're trying to get themselves. If you're looking for a woman that has the head, then what you're going to get is the woman that's going to eventually kill you. Because then she'll be a schemer too. You know, you got to keep them in the body. Open the doors for them. You know, men get crazy. A lot of men too they don't get this. The man doesn't understand that he has to bring the money home. And it's similar to the head bringing in food. And the food that you bring in, you do not digest food in your head. You don't. My drawings. Okay. The food goes into the mouth. Okay, goes into the mouth. Let me draw some things here. Little nose. Goes into the mouth, goes into the torso. The torso digests the food. In the torso, there's also your gut. Okay? The gut, stomach goes to the gut. The gut is the secondary brain. Second brain. Okay? Then the gut feeds the head. The relationship between your head and your torso is the same relationship of the male and the female. If you want to understand a woman, you have to look at her like she's a torso part of your body. And even the Bible talks about that you have to love the woman like your own body. So what part of your body is it? Is it your toe? No, it's the torso. The gut. The woman has more energy in the spirit. Okay? But if she is not treated properly, then she'll go to the head. You have to keep the woman, I don't want this to sound wrong, but you have to keep the women under control so that they stay in their torso. Because now the modern women are finding out that they were lied to. That this feminism, that they should be the man, that they should have equity so they can have the jobs like the men do, it failed them. It doesn't work. They're not happy. And third wave feminism has destroyed the women. And in destroying the women, the men now lose their desire to fight. You're a man, get off that stupid video game. Get out of the house. Do something. Stop sitting there wasting your life away. Now, some other funny things that happen. When you're having a fight with a woman now that is a torso, what happens? Okay, let's say, remember, this is the female now. She's a torso. So from the esophagus down, it's feminine. So the masculine. Okay, masculine, okay? When you eat a piece of poop by accident, you spit it out. Okay? Because you're conscious of the poop. Okay? Marketing markets the women. The devil, the serpent, went to the women first. Why? Because if you take that same piece of poop and you put it in the esophagus, the female part of the body will try and digest it. Similarly, men, want to get rid of like saliva, they spit it out. A lot of women just swallow it. Watermelon seeds, men will spit it out. Women will just swallow it because women think it's going to be digested in there too. So when women get a problem, it goes into the esophagus and then she tries to digest it in here. Okay? She tries to digest it. The men want to get rid of the problem. This is where men's boundaries and women's boundaries are different. The man is supposed to protect the woman's boundaries. If you're Chad, you can have sex with a lot of women because you're not protecting the woman's boundaries. Chad does not protect the woman's boundaries. He ruins the woman. Because every time Chad has sex with the woman, all that seed energetically stays in here and gives you a head that's like all screwed up, which had gone through in my other video. Okay, another thing that happens. When you're dealing with this woman, you have to look at cats. Cats are a lot like women. If you stare at the cat, it doesn't come to you. If your eyeballs stare at the woman, she doesn't come to you. You have to ignore the cat, and the cat will come to you. Just think about that for a bit. You ignore the cat comes to you. What are men like? The dogs. This is an old analogy. Everybody knows this. There's another part of this. When the woman doesn't have a head, she digests the thoughts in here. Like a cat, every now and then a hairball has to come out. And a hairball, you gotta remember, hair, for us, hair is on top of our heads, right? So the thoughts happen in the brain, and the thoughts, women's hold long hair. Men have short hair. The thoughts are in the hair. So when the cat coughs up that hairball, that means that these are all thoughts that she's trying to get rid of. Okay? Now, here's what she says to you when there's a hairball, and I'm going to tell you how to deal with it. Okay? What's wrong, darling? What's wrong? What does she say? Everything. Okay, when the woman says everything is wrong, that means a monster hairball is coming out. A monster hairball is coming out. When she says this, you need to run. Just get out of the house. Leave her alone. Give her 1 or 2 days tops. When the hairball is out, she will come looking for you. If while you're there with her and asking her questions while her hairball removal process is happening, you're going to get busted up. And you're going to think she's crazy. She's crazy. No, she's not crazy. She doesn't have a head. You're trying to think that the woman has a head. You're crazy. If you understand these principles that I'm laying out in this video, you can understand women a whole lot different. And it'll be a whole lot better. Better for them, better for you. Better for them, better for you. And what happens is if you give her this space while she's having her hairball, she'll actually be more affectionate. Because now those thoughts that were jumbling up inside her are out. It's great. It's like, and they all say the same. What's wrong? Everything. Now, if anybody has gotten that, let me know in the comments, because I know that every man has heard that comment before. Also, this is also around the time probably when they're having their friend or their cycle or something. Everything is wrong. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Day or two. Because once you understand because if you try and pick up a cat, when it doesn't want to be picked up, it'll claw your eyes out. Really. And that's the same thing how the women is. You gotta deal with women like the cats. The worst thing, again, you go to somebody's house, you see a cat, you like to pet the cat because the cat's cute, great. Don't pay attention to it. Don't make eye contact with the cat. Don't make eye contact with the cat. Another thing, what's the guy wants to do? The guy's like staring at the woman, wants to make eye contact with her. Don't make eye contact. Make a glance. If she's looking at you, believe me, she'll be staring at you, and then you'll know. If she's not looking at you, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Okay. So now if we understand that the woman is a torso and the man's the head and the arms, but the man doesn't have the torso, you will realize how the body works and then how you can deal with her. You're dealing with someone that doesn't have head. Of course she has emotions, because that's where her energy is focused on. The energy is focused on emotions. So you could be saying and doing things that you don't even realize are setting up triggers for her. And this happens all the time in relationships. Happens all the time. But most guys don't know it. So, lying too. Guys that run game, to tell you the truth, if you tell the truth, let me tell you what happens with the woman. Another thing. Hot women, when you run game on them, okay? Now this might sound counterintuitive. When you lie to the woman, then you have to keep lying to the woman, and eventually the relationship is not going to work. Okay? It seems like the woman likes that bad behavior, right? The toxic behavior, the guy's lying to her. You think that she likes it, right? That's not what it is. You see, when the women go for the toxic behavior, it gives them an out. It gives them an out. When you tell the woman the truth all the time, okay? Let me put this another way. Here's the man. Okay. When you tell the truth all the time, right? Now I keep focusing on this, on the truth all the time. Here's what happens. The woman is mostly the torso. The spirit is inside the torso. Okay? Inside the torso. When you say truth all the time, what ends up happening is it's like a hook. All right? It's like a hook. The more truth you speak, it's more like a hook. And now, the person that's going to lie becomes the woman. She's going to have to hold the lies. Okay? Now, what does this do? It makes you brighter. You start becoming the light. The more you tell the truth, I know this is a little counterintuitive. Now, you're going to have a lot of women that are going to run once you tell them the truth. And that's okay. Because what happens is you're not in charge of how that seed of truth goes out into the world. As you tell more truth in your life, what ends up happening is you shine brighter. Okay? The more truth you have and you radiate, it's weird. People start telling you the truth. That's why a lot of times women start outing themselves. They out themselves in the TikTok videos. They out themselves because they're holding all the bag of lies that the guys gave them. So they out themselves. You kind of force the woman to tell the truth. And if you can be the truth and she tells the truth, that hooks her in. That hooks her in. And she can't escape. The more that you are in the truth and you speak the truth, you hook the woman in and she can't escape. So if you're a good guy that tells the truth, even if the woman would have tried to run game back on you, as these truths go to her, she now is going to end up being part of that truth. If any good is inside her, she can't leave you. It's a big deal. I mean, I know it sounds like it's counterintuitive, and a lot of women are going to run. They're going to run. That's why they like the bad boys, because they can control. You see, when the woman has a bad boy, she can control. She could be the better, because the guy's bad. When the woman gets too much toxic men, has too much sex with these men, gets too much attention from the simps, she's doomed. It's the simps that push the women towards the chads. And between you and me, if you got friends that are chads and stuff, you know what? Get them to stop ruining women. Because look at what our society has become. Try and get them to... Don't go and hit the woman, not hit physically, but you know what I mean. To go after her sexually and then not be... That's not the one. And I know it's kind of counter to what everybody says about men, but we can't have these women ruined and then later you're ruining it for the next generation. You're ruining it for the guys the good guys that are working, they have a job, and they can't get the woman equal to wherever their socioeconomic and market value is, because that woman now has dreams of aspiring to the Chad, because she had the Chad once. You see, you can't tell the woman logically things. They don't get it. They just don't get it. You got to protect the women. You got to protect the women. Adam and Eve. Adam did not speak to the serpent. It was Eve that spoke to the serpent. And Adam followed along. He was supposed to say no, because Adam knew better. Adam, I think, tried to save Eve. And it was treacherous against God because he didn't trust that God could fix it. And then after that, it was a disaster. The first son killed the second son after that. So the man needs to be in truth and wherever the chips lie. Now look, you're a young guy. Okay. You tell the truth straight up. Say, look, I don't want nothing serious. Okay? You say it. You do it. And what happens is that you're in clarity. If the woman's going to start catching feelings, you got to be in the truth. Don't run game on women. Don't run game on women because eventually you're going to get an anchor. Somebody's going to get you an anchor baby. You're going to have an anchor baby. Yeah. That's why Chad's has 2 or 3 anchors. You know, anchor babies. You know, or the woman, or a woman with so many Chads. You know, because she has no head. She doesn't understand. You know? The woman doesn't understand what she does. She has no head. And when she gets the head, it's because of the feminist committees. And you don't want to be part of that. This feminism movement is making the women so that they cannot have children or they become whores. In other words, it's stopping the society from growing. Feminism or the matriarchy destroys civilization. The patriarchy makes civilization. So you man, dude, do something. Do something, become productive, and if you do it for yourself, that's fine, but understand that everybody wants you to fail. The men are being programmed to fail. They're being taught to fail. Even Chad. You think Chad's getting something? He's not. Because by Chad existing, what's he doing? He's ruining the women, and he's putting out these babies that are going to now be paid by the state, which we're going to pay in our taxes so Chad can, be with a woman that he doesn't really care about anyway. Because, see, Chad can't get the 10s. Just because he's Chad doesn't mean Chad has to still simp for a 10 or a 9. Just because he's Chad doesn't mean that because Chad might not have the money. Because remember, the 9s and the 10s, they're not just looking for Chad. They're looking for the big payday. And let me tell you what happens with some of the Chads. The boss babes have closet, good-looking men that are broke, that they're having sex with, but they're never going to get together with. Yeah, the boss babes have these guys on the side that these guys don't have any money. They might be attractive, but they're friends with benefits. But they keep it hidden. The boss babes keep it hidden. I'm going to do a video later today or tomorrow on a boss babe, and I'll give you if anybody wants to take a look at it in the Bible. A boss babe who married a simp. Okay, I'm going to get cut off in a second. Jezebel. And the simp is Ahab. I'm going to do a video on that. So you get to see what happens when the women are not, I don't want to say controlled, but kept in their torso, kept in their body. You got to open the doors for the woman. You have to bring the food. So yes, you have to make the money. Not for her to buy Prada bags or Dior bags, but to have an existence and live together, have the house or the apartment. Yes, you have to make money. So get out of your basement. Do something. Do something. Maybe I'll make a video on ideas for guys to start doing something, to learn a hustle, so that this way, even if you got a job, you can make something on the side. And God bless.